Cody Rhodes vs Gunther is set for Italy, a heart-wrenching funeral on SmackDown, and a violent acknowledgement ceremony. All this and more in this episode of This Week in WWE, What Mattered. Gunther is now a member of the SmackDown brand, as this was confirmed whilst he was in the office of General Manager Nick Aldis. Paul Heyman was there too, so it's clear that he was some part of this arrangement. Shortly afterwards, Cody Rhodes was in the ring cutting a promo, and Paul Heyman promptly interrupted him, presenting him with a contract for an undisputed WWE Championship match with Gunther for Clash in Italy on May 31st. Cody asked Heyman directly if he was now an advocate for Gunther, which he denied, simply stating that he owed Gunther a favour, and this is that favour. So this is seemingly writing off the chances of Brock Lesnar returning at SummerSlam in Minnesota. I was speculating, and I think a lot of other people were speculating, that potentially Paul Heyman's favour may come into play a bit later down the line, with Gunther forcing Paul Heyman to bring Brock Lesnar back for one more match at SummerSlam, but now this is the favour, so it seems like that's not the case, and Brock Lesnar truly is done with WWE. Gunther tried to jump Cody from behind, but he was expecting it this time, fighting at the ring general off and saying that he doesn't sweat him. He's easy to find, but hard to beat. As I said last week, I'm personally very happy with this decision. I feel like it freshens things up. It's something new for Gunther, it's something new for SmackDown, and it's something new for Cody Rhodes. Gunther seems to get a lot of hate or discontent on the IWC, but I really don't understand. I've always enjoyed his matches. I think he's a fantastic worker. He gets called boring a lot, and if he's not your cup of tea, I totally understand and appreciate that. But he's old school, he's a throwback, and I appreciate that. Bearing in mind this is coming from a huge John Cena fan who was there live in Washington DC and watched my goat tap out to Gunther. So it says a lot about how much I really admire the man. If you haven't seen it already, I do actually have a video where I talk all about my experience going to Washington DC for John Cena's final match. I've got a lot of footage in there from the vlog that I made when I was out there as well. So me going to John Cena's final match fan fest, going to the last time is now Superstore, and of course footage from the event and me sharing my thoughts and feelings straight as I was coming out from the arena. So if you haven't seen it, I will pop a link up in the corner. But back to Cody versus Gunther, I'm looking forward to this. They had a really great match at Crown Jewel 2024, and I don't believe they've ever faced each other since. As I said, I think this is something fresh for both Cody and Gunther and for the SmackDown brand in general. And of course, I'm actually going to be there in Italy for Clash in Italy, so I'm really excited to see this match in front of a raucous European crowd. If you have enjoyed this video so far, please do consider subscribing to the channel. I post this series every single week, and I've got a whole raft of other really cool wrestling related content as well, including replica belt review videos, PLE predictions, PLE recaps, a few one-off unboxing videos, and I'm going to be doing some pro wrestling quizzes in the near future as well, so keep an eye out for that. Now, in this portion of the video, I'm going to be eating some humble pie. You may remember last week that I was very hard on WWE for the ridiculousness surrounding the gingerbread man, finding it completely stupid that they were going to be holding a funeral for him on SmackDown. But I'm not too proud to admit that I was wrong. They leaned into this so much on SmackDown that it was absolutely brilliant. From Trick's memorial rap complete with backing singers, to Sami Zayn losing his mind because everyone was feeling so somber, to the brilliant montage of photos showing GBM alongside Lil Yachty and Trick Williams. This was absolutely fantastic and hilarious. Throughout the show on SmackDown, we kept cutting backstage to people paying their respects to the gingerbread man, everyone feeling somber and sad, like I said, and just Sami Zayn in there as well thinking, am I insane or is everybody else going freaking crazy? Why does anybody care about this stupid gingerbread man? But because they leaned into it so much and they made it such a big important thing, it just worked. It was a fantastic bit of satire. And I already thought this was great, but just as I thought it was over, as Sami Zayn had beaten down Trick Williams, held the United States Championship in his face, and then held it up, we saw in the background the gingerbread man sat up from his casket, slowly turned his head towards Sami Zayn. He had big crosses on his eyes. I was just bursting out laughing at this point. Then the head comes off and it's Lil Yachty and he starts beating down Sami Zayn with the kendo stick. This was absolutely hilarious. It's rare I'm literally belly laughing at my TV, but that is what this segment achieved. It is ridiculous, but it was so ridiculous that it was brilliant. If pro wrestling is going to be silly, then it needs to fully commit to the bit, and that's exactly what they did right here. This is the beauty of pro wrestling. It can vary so much, from hard-hitting, relatable storylines surrounding loss, betrayal, and hope, to things so outrageously stupid that we can't help but laugh. So I have to give WWE props for this one. It was absolutely brilliant. On Raw this week, 2 matches were made official for Saturday night's main event, which is taking place next Saturday, 1 week before Clash in Italy. The Intercontinental Champion Penta is going to be defending his championship against Ethan Page, and Logan Paul and Austin Theory of The Vision will be defending their World Tag Team Championships against the Street Profits. And then we come to the Acknowledgement Ceremony. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce wanted to fire Jacob Fatu following his actions post-match at Backlash, but Roman Reigns, the World Heavyweight Champion, insisted that he cannot be fired until Jacob has acknowledged him. As Jacob pulled up to the arena, Jey Uso tried to talk him down, whilst Jimmy Uso accompanied Roman Reigns in the ring. Fatu hit Jey with a flurry of headbutts before saying that Roman is going to have to beat the acknowledgement out of him. After walking through Gorilla, Jacob assaulted Jimmy Uso, who came down the entrance ramp to try and talk him down, and then Fatu made a beeline for the OTC. After trading blows initially, Roman did stave off Fatu for a while, smashing him repeatedly with steel chair shots. However, it was Jacob Fatu who stood tall in the end, following the utilisation of the Tongan death grip yet again and powerbombing Roman through the announce table. A bunch of officials came down to ringside and were pleading with Jacob to leave Roman alone. At this point, Jacob was leaving the arena, but just as he started to make his way down the entrance ramp, he turned around and sprinted down past the ring and smashed Roman through one of the barricades. This has escalated the story well, as now he has physically put his hands on the Usos, as well as failing to fall in line following his loss at Backlash, going against his word and going against order in the family. So it seems like this rematch for the World Heavyweight title is going to take place at Clash in Italy. It's yet to be confirmed, but as we know, Roman has been pulled from advertising from the shows in June, and he is currently still advertised to appear at Clash in Italy. So I can only assume that's where the match is going to be. And again, I'm very pleased with this because I really enjoyed their first match at Backlash. I've enjoyed how the storyline is going, and I would love to see that rematch live and in person. But let me know what you guys think. Are you happy to see Gunther jump over to SmackDown and challenge Cody for the WWE Championship? Or are you one of the group of fans that just thinks he's simply boring and would rather him not be on their television? And what do you guys make of the Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns storyline? I personally am really refreshed by it. It's kind of taking us back to that bloodline-centered storytelling, but it definitely doesn't feel like a copy and paste of what we've seen before, particularly as so far there's been no shenanigans involving the Usos or Solo Sikoa or anything like that, although that may well be subject to change now that Jacob has put his hands on them, although there is now a storyline reason for them to get involved, rather than just being Roman's bitches. Whatever it may be, please do share your opinions in the comment section down below about your feelings on the current state of WWE, whether it be a particular storyline, a particular show, or a hot take, or anything like that. Please do let me know and we can have a great conversation in the comments. One more cheap plug, if you have enjoyed this video, please do whatever you can to support me, whether that's hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, hit the bell for notifications, or absolutely anything else you can think of. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see you later.